John D. Rockefeller was an American industrialist and philanthropist who played a central role in the early oil industry and the creation of the modern corporation. He is widely considered to be one of the wealthiest and most powerful figures in American history. Rockefeller was born in 1839 in Richford, New York. His father, William Rockefeller, was a traveling salesman and his mother, Eliza Davison, was a homemaker. The family was relatively poor, and John D. Rockefeller worked various jobs as a child to help support his family. He was a hardworking and ambitious boy, and despite his family's financial struggles, he managed to attend Cleveland Central High School. Rockefeller's early years were marked by a strong desire to succeed and make a fortune. He worked various jobs as a boy, but his sights were set on the booming oil industry. In 1863, he teamed up with his brother William and Maurice B. Clark to form a small oil refining company in Cleveland, Ohio. Their first venture was not very successful, but they soon joined another businessman, Samuel Andrews, who had a great deal of experience in the oil industry. Together, they formed a new company known as Andrews, Clark and Company. This time, they found success and their refinery quickly became one of the most profitable in the area. In 1870, Rockefeller and his partners formed the Standard Oil Company, which quickly grew to become one of the largest and most powerful companies in the world. They started by buying up competitors and consolidating their operations, eventually creating a virtual monopoly in the oil industry. They began by transporting oil by horse-drawn wagons and barges, but soon began investing in pipelines and railroad tank cars, which greatly increased their efficiency and profitability. Rockefeller's success in the oil industry was due in part to his innovative business practices. He understood the importance of economies of scale and vertical integration, and he used these concepts to create a highly efficient and profitable business. He also implemented strict cost controls and made sure that his employees were well trained and motivated, which helped to keep the company running smoothly. He also had a keen eye for finding and acquiring undervalued companies. His company Standard Oil had control of 90% of the oil refineries in the U.S. by 1879. As Standard Oil grew, Rockefeller became one of the wealthiest men in the world. He was known for his frugality and his dedication to his business, but also for his philanthropy. He contributed money to many educational institutions and organizations, and in 1885 he formed the Standard Oil Trust, which had control of 41 different companies. The trust made him even more money. He had become a billionaire before the turn of the century. In 1891, he established the Rockefeller Foundation, which was one of the first organizations of its kind dedicated to philanthropy. Through the foundation, Rockefeller supported various charitable causes, including education, medical research, and public health. He also contributed money to help build the University of Chicago, and he supported many other educational institutions and medical research centers. Over time, Rockefeller's power and wealth drew increasing criticism from the public and government regulators. Many viewed him as a ruthless businessman who had used his wealth and influence to eliminate his competition and control the oil industry. In 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Standard Oil was in violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act, and the company was forced to break apart into several smaller companies. Despite this setback, Rockefeller's wealth and influence continued to grow. He remained involved in philanthropy and business throughout his life and passed away in 1937 at the age of 98, leaving behind a legacy that continues to be felt today. It's hard to sum up the impact and legacy of John D. Rockefeller in just a few words. His contributions to American industry and philanthropy were truly significant. He revolutionized the oil industry and the way that business was conducted in America, and his innovations in transportation, production, and management helped to create the modern corporation. Rockefeller's story also highlights the complexities and contradictions of wealth and power. On one hand, he was a pioneer of American capitalism, a man who through hard work, determination, and a willingness to take risks, built a fortune and a business empire that changed the world. On the other hand, his ruthless business practices and monopolistic tactics drew criticism from many. Despite his mixed reputation, his impact and legacy is undeniable. The Rockefeller name is still associated with power and wealth, and his charitable foundations still have a huge impact today on different areas, from healthcare and scientific research, to the arts and humanities. His story is a fascinating look at the rise of the industrial era, the creation of the modern corporation and the impact of wealth and power on American society.